Hi, I'm Steve Dudash, IHT Wealth Management. Welcome to this week's second Wealthcast this week. And the reason we did this, the last video that was actually yesterday, which was a Monday, which is a little early than what we normally do, is because of all the virus stuff. I wanted to add a second one here to give some data. Not just me saying, hey, it's going to be okay. I wanted one piece of data that I think everyone here should listen to. I really do believe this puts it in a lot more perspective. It's going to be some numbers here, so go with me a little. China. China is pretty much done with the virus, but China had, on average, 50 people per million in China got the virus, okay? And then some died, some didn't, but 50 people per million in China got it. China has way more population density than us, way higher. South Korea is somewhere in the neighborhood of about 150 per million. Again, they have even more concentrated population density than China does. Let's just take the middle ground on this. China said 50, the reality was probably higher because they don't really report the best data over there, so let's call it 100. 100 people per million get this virus in the United States, let's pretend. That means roughly 33,000 people in the United States will get this, and roughly speaking, it's 2%, but let's bump it up, 3% death rate, which means somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,000 people in the United States actually die from this virus, okay? Again, those are all very, I think, inflated, but conservatively inflated numbers. Let's just take that times 20. Let's say it's 20 times worse in America than it was in China. I don't think that's even remotely possible, but just for this argument's sake right now, let's say that. That means somewhere in the neighborhood of around 650 to 700,000 people in America get the virus. And that means realistically, we're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of 20,000 people dying. A huge number, it's very tragic. Again, that's a 20 times multiple on what took place in China, but let's just pretend this happens. 20,000 people die. In a normal run-of-the-mill flu season, 50,000 people in America die. In my inflated, 20 times multiple inflated version of the coronavirus that I just gave you, only 20,000 people die. So it's half of what a normal year in the United States flu season is. And that's a 20 times multiple, guys. I just think we need to have a little bit of perspective of what's going on. Just a little bit of perspective. If we are 20 times worse at fighting this than China, which I don't think is even remotely possible, our healthcare is better, everything's just better. 20 times worse, and it's still less than half of what a normal flu season is. When people are freaking out, when people are running to buy hordes of toilet paper and all that kind of stuff, keep those numbers in mind. Keep that in perspective. I think that, on top of the fact that we've got oil 20% off, we're going to get more fiscal stimulus. Government's going to start pumping money in to make everyone chill out. And the stock prices are down 20%, 15% right now. I just think we're all going to look back 6 months from now and have a whole different viewpoint, and I want you to remember this video when you're doing it. So if you're sitting on cash, this is when you do it. Or if nothing else, just relax a little bit and keep those numbers in mind. I think they're very telling. Have a nice week. We're going to tag this to the other video. I know it's a lot on it, but I think it's one of those important times that we hear a lot of this stuff. So have a nice week. Take care.